This is Paul with MakeUseOf.com, and in today's video we're going over the RODE VideoMicro II. I'll be going over the main reasons why you don't want to pick up a microphone like this, as well as sharing a few comparisons to the very popular RODE VideoMic GO II, which came out about a year ago. While you're listening to these tests, is how much of the background noise are you noticing, as well as how much of my voice is being isolated away from that. So starting right here, this is a pretty good distance. You might be vlogging from this distance. This is about maybe 2, maybe 3.5 feet away. This is about like, what, 3 or 4 feet away from the microphone. And this is probably about 5 feet away from the microphone, about 6 feet away. I probably wouldn't go any further than this because at this point we're picking up way too much outside noise and I'm way too far away from the microphones. So especially in a vlogging situation, as well as even some interview situations, you'd probably be about this distance away from the microphone and camera. And if you were to hold the camera out like this, I guess you'd be closer to about this distance away. So this is what you could expect if you were vlogging basically. And probably about this distance if you were interviewing someone. Next, we're going to check out the performance of the shock mount. We're going to start by just doing a quick walk as Mia follows me, going backwards. You probably shouldn't be picking anything up because we hardly have any vibrations now. So now let's speed it up a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a jog. Mia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So walking backwards, actually jogging backwards, trying not to kill ourselves. Hopefully you're not picking up much vibration when you hear it that way. Typically you wouldn't go any faster than that, I would assume. So that should probably sound pretty good with that new Helix mount design. And next, let's switch over to the studio so you can hear what it sounds like in an indoor environment. Probably a lot of you double this microphone, not just for outside, but also for inside usage. So let's hear what that sounds like now. All right, so back in the studio, and we've got our RODE VideoMicro hooked up to our RODE Wireless GO II, which is feeding into our Sony a7 IV. So originally released in 2015, we had the original RODE VideoMicro. And now we've got, in 2023, the RODE VideoMicro II. It's got big shoes to fill. The Micro 2 is a compact and lightweight on-camera microphone with identical performance to the larger RODE VideoMic GO II, which I'll be bringing up a lot in this review. We reviewed that last year and we were extremely impressed with it. If you're willing to forego the USB-C connectivity offered by the RODE VideoMic GO II, the RODE VideoMicro II is a more compact choice that retails for about $20 less. One of the really unique things about this microphone, like I was saying, just because of its small and compact size, this is a very portable setup. Whether you're, talking to the camera like this, or you want to go back and forth interviewing someone. So now you can actually hear how much audio is either picked up or not picked up from behind the microphone. But I think that's one of the more powerful things that's often overlooked about a microphone like this. And as I touch our Helix mount, how much of the vibrations are being picked up, talking closer, talking a little bit further away. A very unique setup that is extremely portable, especially when paired with the RODE Wireless GO II. The other thing that I think a lot of people should consider when buying a microphone like this is also perhaps maybe even getting the AI Micro. So if you've got a newer smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, there's a chance that you don't have an audio jack on your phone or other mobile device. This, on the other hand, allows you to have two 3.5mm inputs, and using its USB-C output, you either have connection to Lightning or to another USB-C device. And when plugged in, this is detected as an audio input. And so you can actually have two sources at the same time, left and right channel, and it also allows you to monitor the audio through a headphone out jack. If you're considering using this as a mobile setup, whether with your phone, filming on the go with a non-camera device, this is very powerful and helps a lot. The VideoMicro II is a great choice for improving your audio quality with minimal effort. According to RODE, the VideoMicro II uses that annular line tube technology, which offers unmatched transparency and natural, full-bodied sound. And it also has improved circuitry inside, which enhances sensitivity and lowers its self-noise. The RODE VideoMicro II features a cardioid polar pattern that helps to minimize background noise and isolate the audio from the main source. The microphone also has a built-in shock mount that helps reduce handling noise. With its compact size, the Micro 2 can easily be packed and brought along for any shoot or quickly added to any setup. In its box, the RODE VideoMic GO II comes with the essentials to start recording. 2 windshields come with your purchase, 1 foam for indoor and calmer outdoor recording, as well as the WS12 furry windshield to handle the wind. The WS12 retails for $30 on its own, so that makes it a great addition because you don't need to purchase one separately. Overall, the RODE VideoMic GO II is a great option for anyone who wants to improve their audio quality without needing a bulky or complicated setup. And just as with the RODE VideoMic GO II, the VideoMic GO II uses the same annular line tube technology that's found in other RODE products, including the RODE VideoMic NTG and NTG5. But unlike some competing small shotgun microphones that you can find, this actually doesn't have any buttons or dials. That's pretty much a good thing because it's plug and play. You don't have to worry about batteries. You don't have to worry about turning it on, leaving it on, and perhaps having a dead battery. And then, you're in trouble on your next shoot because, well, now you don't have a microphone that works. At the same time, you don't have any of those fine controls that you might expect with a microphone at this price point. But for the most part, if you have a decent preamp on your camera or if you're using a mobile device, that's where you can dial in those levels a little bit more. But again, the best part is you just plug it in and it works. So it makes it a great choice for videographers, vloggers, and people who just want a microphone that they can always rely on, that they always know as soon as it's plugged in, you're going to be able to record high quality audio with it. And as its name suggests, the key selling feature of the RODE VideoMic GO II is its compact and lightweight form factor. The Mic GO II measures 80 millimeters long and weighs just 39 grams. The VideoMic GO II was an already very small microphone, but it's not until you have the two side by side that you realize how small the Mic GO II really is. For comparison, the RODE VideoMic GO II is 120 millimeters long and weighs almost twice as much at 89 grams. And even though it's small and light, the Mic GO II has a rugged all-metal body that can handle bumps and drops without issue. The VideoMic GO II actually has the same circumference as the RODE VideoMic GO II, and so they actually share the same windshields. It's worth noting though that by the time you put on either of its windshields, the size difference compared to the larger RODE VideoMic GO II is less dramatic. And so if you primarily plan on keeping a windshield attached, the smaller size of the Mic GO II shouldn't actually be much of a deciding factor when choosing between those two options. But with the RODE VideoMic GO II, it's small enough, it's light enough, and especially if I pack the foam shields separately, or don't even take one at all, just for doing videos like this, it really doesn't get much smaller, except for if you were to take a lapel, for example, or a RODE Wireless GO II. The other really cool thing about its small size is it's pretty discreet. Even on camera, you can't really tell it's here. This is an all-in-one setup, no bulky wires. It's not really an eyesore. Likewise, you can mount it out of frame really easily, so that's what it would sound like if it was boomed above you. If you wanted a comparison, me talking straight to the camera, this is what it would sound like. Obviously, having the foam windshield does help with your plosives a little bit, especially if you're talking much closer. Maybe doing some ASMR. That's what it sounds like. And in comparison, taking the foam windshield off, this is how it sounds like with our plosives, our poppy, B, P, T, spitty words, as I like to call them. So when it actually comes to choosing between the RODE VideoMic GO II and the RODE VideoMic GO II, two very, very similar products in that they'll pretty much sound the exact same because they're basically the same exact microphone. The main difference between the two is obviously the shock mount, which is larger on this, as well as the USB-C output on the RODE VideoMic GO II. This is where I would say, if I know I'm going to be doing a lot of this kind of content, and for example, I want to do voiceovers and I want to record directly into my computer, I really like having the USB-C output on this, and it also gives you a lot of advanced audio enhancements when you're using the compatible RODE software. Another difference though, and actually this is a pro for the RODE VideoMic GO II, is actually I find it a little bit sometimes annoying to have the TRS output on the top of the Mic GO II as opposed to the back like we have on the VideoMic GO II. Depending on where you have the microphone, sometimes you rotate it, whatever. Sometimes the shock mount actually blocks your output there. And so you have to rotate it, you have to make sure it lines up. Whereas with the mic GO II. Goodness. It's always on the back, so you never have to worry about that. It just can save you a little bit of time. It's one less thing to think about. Now, speaking of our mounts, the Helix mount, as you can see, has a very unique design that, you know, absorbs bumps pretty well. Here I am shaking the microphone, and you're probably not hearing too much of the vibration, maybe a little bit from the wireless GO II on the back, but it does a pretty good job. Like a lot of other mounts, you have your cold show mount at the bottom so you can attach it to cameras and other hardware, whether it's monitors, sometimes gimbals. It has that 3/8 inch screw at the bottom, which comes with the adapter that allows you to adapt it to smaller accessories, whether it's little tripod mounts like this, and when you remove it, you can attach it to larger ones like boom poles. Another interesting thing to note is this actually has cable management built into it. You can actually slide in your wire on the back here, and you know, it just helps keep your cable out of the way a little bit. Not necessarily a big selling feature, but you know, it's a nice touch. Now, for $79, the RODE VideoMicro II is somewhat expensive, especially when compared to similar options, including the previous VideoMicro, which now retails for $49. That said, the VideoMicro II has improved sound quality and identical performance to that more expensive RODE VideoMic GO II, as we mentioned, and in addition to that, it has that size advantage. But I would say, if you can stretch your budget a little bit, and you think you'll be using those USB-C features, it is worth upgrading to the RODE VideoMic GO II, even though the sound quality is the same, but the ability to then plug it into other devices like your iPad or your phone is also really useful. So thanks again for checking out this video. This has been Paul with MakeUseOf.com. Let us know your thoughts of this microphone in the comments down below. And until the next one, we'll catch you later.